Welcome to Slash Bash, where today I am bringing you another Entitled Parents Reddit video. In our first story, an entitled Karen threatens to fire a DoorDash worker. Let's jump right in. Oh man, guys, I've been waiting to get a story to put here for a long time. So I work DoorDash in my area. It pays well for what I need, and the flexible schedule is perfect because of all the activities I'm involved in my community. It's a great job most of the time, and the people are generally great. They pay well, are patient, and are generally very friendly. For context, DoorDash will often offer you joint deliveries in a similar area where you have two people's orders to deliver instead of one. It's to try to save you gas and time, I suppose. This has never been an issue for me up until now. I am a good driver and I try to respect the food that is in my possession and the time limits put on me by DoorDash, not only because it's my job, but also because I take pride in my work and want to do it well. So today I got two deliveries in the area close to where I live, $15 in 15 minutes maybe. One of the deliveries is from Wendy's and the other is from a small local chain that recently started using it. I pick up my Wendy's delivery very early. It's like a minute from where I park, then go over to the small chain. They're backed up a little bit, no problem, I have time. I then get a text from DoorDash deliveries. For those who don't know, you can text your driver and vice versa to ask questions. The text says, "My food better not be cold. You picked it up 10 minutes ago." It had not even been 10 minutes. But I understand that people want their food to be hot, so I get the concern, though I had never gotten a text like that so early when I was so ahead of time. I should have taken that as a warning sign, but I didn't think of it. I, which I now realize was a mistake, responded to her honestly and told her my other delivery wasn't ready, but I'd have her food to her still hot and quickly. I guess that just opened up the floodgates because she started spamming my phone with all caps texts saying, "I want my food remade fresh. I don't want a melted Frosty. I will not feed my child cold food," and things along those lines. I do my other delivery, very nice lady, then make my way to Karen. Keep in mind, I was nearly 20 minutes early on this delivery. That's how close they were together. She's waiting at the door with her entitled brat by her side. I couldn't get out of my car before she started screaming at me. She's yelling profanities at me and threatening to fire me from DoorDash. She yelled something along the lines of, "If my Frosties melted or my ice cubes are melted, I'll flipping fire your butt and you'll never deliver again." Her food was still hot. It was 10 to 15 minutes from the store to her house. I simply handed her the food, which she grabbed very aggressively, and said my usual, "Enjoy your food, have a nice day," to which she responded, "Flip you, you piece of crap." I left as she was walking to my car. I did not want Frosty on my Toyota RAV4 and could see that was a possibility. Then I went on the rest of the night without any issues. Story number 2, that's not your spot. Hi, so I had an encounter with an entitled mother in a car park on the weekend. I went out on the weekend because it's the long weekend in Australia, and this was the first time in 2 months I got a 2-day weekend since I work 6 days a week. I left the shops and got into my car. Now mind you, it was busy. Long weekend crowd. COVID doesn't exist here mostly. However, there were still plenty of parking spaces, say 10 just near me. So I get into the car, start it, and try to connect my phone to Bluetooth. In pulls entitled mother in her minivan with her children in the back. She indicates waiting for me to go. Now mind you, I don't see her. However, remember, there were plenty of other spots. So I'm fiddling with my phone trying to connect the Bluetooth. It wasn't working. Typical. It was maybe a minute or two before I got it working, and suddenly I hear a car power off. But I pay it no mind since it's a car park and people are stupid all the time. As I'm picking something to listen to, I like listening to r/ while I drive. He's the best and his voice is soothing while driving. And suddenly I hear a bang on my window. I jumped as I wasn't expecting it and turned and rolled down my window. old car, not all the way to talk to the entitled mother. "Are you going to move?" "Excuse me? Your car. It's running, meaning you have to leave, and this is my spot. You need to move." Just for some context, this wasn't a disabled or spot close to the door. It was a fair bit away from the entrance, actually. There was nothing special about it. No. Look, there are plenty of spots. Hell, you're parked in one right now. What's wrong with that one? "It's not my spot. This is my spot." I was tired at this point and did want to leave, but I didn't want to let her win, so I snapped back, "Well, since your attitude is so poor, I'm definitely not leaving this spot now. And since when is this your spot? There's no name on it." She tries to cut me off, but I put my hand up and talk over her. No, don't talk over me. Now you are already parked. Go and do your shopping and stop bugging people for no reason." And with that, I rolled my window up and turned away from her. She continued to bang on my window for another minute until she gave up and went to her car. She waited about 5 minutes, then left and walked into the shopping center. I saw her 2 kids walk along with her, kind of embarrassed, and her teenage daughter mouthed to me, "Sorry," as she walked past. I waited another minute and I left. Just whoa, over a parking spot, when there are plenty of spots around. If it was the only one, I would have been fine and hurried to move, but this Karen just had to have my spot. Story number 3. Entitled mother tries to ruin my parents' wedding. So this actually happened on my parents' wedding day, the characters being an entitled mom, my dad, and a nice priest who helped my dad with the wedding. So we start off with Dad going to the church about an hour before the wedding, just to make sure everything is prepared, and already trouble is starting, as the front gate is locked and there's no way for guests to arrive. Dad decides to call the nice priest, and nice priest tells him that the back door is unlocked. So Dad goes through the back door, gets the keys from the nice priest's office, and unlocks the gate. The catering was due to arrive in some time, so Dad decides to go check on the decoration of the hall. Inside, a funeral was going on. My dad, in shock, decided to go in and try to find out what was happening, so he goes in feeling extremely awkward until a woman stops him. "What are you doing here?" she screamed at him, to which my dad replies quietly, "So sorry for your loss, but my wedding is due here in less than an hour and I don't care. Get out of here. We reserved this hall." "But I don't flipping care. Get the flip out." So my dad, nearly in tears, leaves to call the nice priest and explains the situation to him. The nice priest arrives shortly, walks in the hall and shouts at the lady, "How many times do I have to tell you? You reserved the smaller hall. There is a wedding here and I don't care what you say. Get out." She has the audacity to say, "But it's so hot in there, and I didn't want my kids getting sweaty. Besides, can't he just postpone his stupid wedding to another day?" The nice priest had had enough, and knowing fairly well that my dad wouldn't postpone his wedding for this entitled mother, he shouts loud enough for the whole hall to hear, "I've heard enough from you. Get out! Out! I don't care! Out!" Now, this whole time, her kids were sitting on the floor, drawing on the benches, so I don't think they cared much. After this, the entitled mother leaves, and my parents get to have their wedding, and a party in the courtyard of the church afterwards. So in the end, they still managed to have a happy wedding day. This is John from /Bash. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed the video and want to be the first to know when the next one drops, subscribe and make sure you click on the notifications bell so that YouTube will actually show you my videos. We would love for you to drop a like, share it with your friends, and we will see you in the next one.